here outside Fara, which is one of the most famous places of pizza in New York.
Arguably the world. Fara was set up over 50 years ago by Dom De Marco, and now today we're meeting his daughter Maggie, who's been in the business herself since she was a young child, and we're going to learn what makes Fara pizza so special.
The business is 53 years old. My dad opened it up in 1965. He's now 81 years old. Depending on what you're reading, the story is that my dad makes every single pizza. And yes, that was true, but clearly 81 years old, he needs to take some rest now. And we have a big family. I have 5 brothers, 1 sister. He's here a half a century. We're here over a quarter of a century. The first thing would be good ingredients. Sometimes people come in and they say, I can't cook like you, and I say, first thing you have to do is once you buy good ingredients, you've already started out as a good cook. So even with us, our tomatoes that we use, you could bite that tomato even before seasoning it, and you're already starting off with a great product. Yeah. We've had people come in here and say, oh, I tried to make your pizza at home, and it cost me a fortune. Well, that's exactly it. What we do is, the high quality, and so we're probably the most expensive pizza in New York City as well. And not because of our popularity, but we will not compromise quality. Never cut costs on your ingredients. Again, besides the recipe and the honesty, people feel like they're at home. Like I always described it as Thanksgiving because they wait 2 hours for the pizza. Yeah. Sometimes, very quite often. I always think that's what it feels like to me every day. Like every day is a celebration here. There's so many pizzerias in New York. There's every few feet. Like there's 5 on this avenue alone. Right. So when we got Best Pizza in Brooklyn, I was like, wow, that's awesome. And then, I didn't think anything of it. Then we got Best in New York. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then we got Best in America. Then we got Best in the world. Like, where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? You maintain that reputation, and you always just make sure not just your recipe, but your integrity has to stay intact. And so one thing about my father, he didn't care what the other places were doing. He didn't compete against anyone. He's only wanted to better himself by experimenting with different things. And my goal is that we follow that same process. The language of pizza has changed so much. So basically our round pizza is also the margherita pizza, also the regular pizza, also the cheese pizza. So it now has 4 titles to it. So it's New York style because New York, everything's bigger, the portions are bigger. I think New York in general is very famous for the food, and it's a place that is on everyone's list of places to visit. So I think pizza now has become more of an art form. Novelty for me, I'm here since I'm a kid, has never worn off. And people ask me all the time, do you eat the pizza? And I said, good food is like good company. When you're hanging out with somebody and you can't wait to hang out with them again, that's how I feel about good food. And so that is exactly how I feel about our pizza. I think it happens with the passion to do it and the ingredients, of course, and being able to work with your hands. In my opinion, passion is part of someone's character. So that means if they're passionate about their work, that means they're passionate about their family, their friends, whatever it is that they put their hands on in life.